Hello Reddit, I need some perspective on a complicated situation I'm going through. Below, I'll give you all the details so you can understand the full situation and help me clarify whether I'm right or wrong. 2 years ago, I made the hardest decision of my life. I distanced myself from my family. To put in context, I grew up in a home where perfection was the only acceptable standard. My father was a very successful career man, and my mother, while warmer, was driven by the pressure to maintain the family image. As the eldest son, I always felt an immense burden to live up to expectations. When I finally decided to go my own way and study something I was truly passionate about instead of what they wanted, my relationship with my family became strained. My chosen career, graphic design, was frowned upon by my parents. They felt it was a waste of time and that I should study something more respectable, such as law or engineering. Despite their pressures and constant criticism, I stuck to my guns and successfully completed my degree, even finding a job that I love, and that gives me a lot of personal satisfaction. However, the situation with my parents did not improve. My mother tried to maintain some form of communication during the first year, but after a strong disagreement about the decisions I made regarding my life and career, ties broke down almost completely. My father became even more distant, and the relationship with my 2 younger brothers became quite strained. My younger brother, Daniel, is now 18 and about to start college. This is where the story gets more complicated. My family found out that my brother Daniel was accepted to a prestigious university, and they began to insist that I should help finance his education. They argue that, as the most successful member of the family and the only one with a good job, it is my responsibility to help Daniel, especially since my parents can no longer cover the costs due to recent financial problems. In theory, this request should not seem so unreasonable, but there is a problem. My family never showed me support when I needed it, emotionally or financially. I clearly remember how, during my college years, there was constant disdain for my choices and my career. Now, suddenly, I am expected to act as the financial savior. What bothers me deeply is the fact that, for as long as I was struggling to establish my own career, my parents never tried to understand my perspective or support me in any way. Now that they need something from me, they expect me to give in unreservedly. I have wondered if this is nothing more than manipulation to get what they want, especially since my relationship with them has not been good and has become even more complicated over time. Also, I am at a point where I have started to start my own family. My partner and I are planning to buy a house and are trying to balance our finances to ensure a stable future for us and our future children. Helping to finance Daniel's college education would mean a huge sacrifice for us, something I am honestly not willing to do under the circumstances. I spoke with Daniel about the situation. He is completely against the way our parents are handling this, but he also feels caught between his desire to go to college and his loyalty to them. He told me he doesn't know what to do, and the last thing I want is for him to feel pressured in the middle of all this. Apparently, he has also had some tensions with our parents for similar reasons as I have. Last week, I received a letter from my parents demanding that I contribute a significant amount of money to Daniel's education. They told me that it was not only a moral duty, but also an act of responsibility to my brother and to the family in general. The letter ended with an ultimatum. Either I pay what they ask, or never expect to be contacted again. This led me to a deep reflection on the balance between family and personal responsibility. I have felt extremely conflicted. On the one hand, I understand that Daniel deserves a chance to study and get ahead, and I would like to support him. On the other hand, I feel that my relationship with my parents has been completely one-dimensional and based on what they can get out of me, without considering how they have treated me over the years. So here I am, wondering if I am being too harsh by refusing to help, or if I am right to stand firm in my decision. I don't want Daniel to suffer because of my decision, but I also don't want to sacrifice my financial and emotional well-being to meet the expectations of a family that has belittled me for so long. What do you guys think? Reddit, am I right to stand firm in my decision, or should I consider helping Daniel despite the way my parents have handled the situation? I would appreciate any perspective or advice you can offer.